fighting is hard. I've never really liked to fight. When I was a kid, we moved to a rough neighborhood of Madera, California. I didn't know how to fight, but I had to learn. It was really scary. It's funny how life moves in patterns. Spent all through my 20s avoiding confrontation. Now I teach people how to step to confrontation when necessary. It's so interesting. I want to tell a story about a time that I was being bullied as a kid. There's this kid I did not want to fight, and he used to beat me up all the time, and I just kind of took it, right? There was one time, so we lived in this big apartment complex, and it was, most people were very low income that lived in the apartment complex, if not everyone there. And not that that matters, I just want to give you a view of everything. I remember the complex very well. It's kind of set like a prison would be, right? You have a big U, stack of apartments over here, stack of apartments over here, stack of apartments over here, and then there's just a big courtyard in the middle. That's funny, I never really thought about that. But anyways, I was coming home one day from school. We used to ride the bus. We used to walk by ourselves to the bus stop, like for blocks, right? And I was coming home, and I ended up in this yard. We used to cut through this yard, and it was a dirt yard, and there was a bunch of kids playing back there. So you cut through this house and then go to the sidewalk, and it was just like, it was supposed to be a backyard, but it was just dirt. It was dirt. And some kids lived in there, and as I was cutting through there, there was a bunch of kids back there hanging out, and this little kid that used to pick on me was back there. And he came up to me, and he, boom, pushed me down. I fell, and I started crying. I got up scared, and I ran home. And I told my mom about it. I was crying, and I told my mom, and she, using some choice words, grabbed me by the hand. I was hysterical, okay? Grabbed me by the hand, dragged me back to the yard. By this time, there's a bunch of kids there. Everybody's looking at me. I'm crying, and she's telling me, "You need to fight him right now." And I couldn't even get my words out, I'm all dirty, tears rolling down my face, and I said, "I don't want to fight, Mom," crying, right? Just hysterical. "I don't want to fight, Mom, no." And she was yelling at me in front of everybody, and everybody's looking at me. "You need to fight him. You need to fight him right now. Go. You kick his bleepity bleepity beep 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 bleepity beep beep beep. Now, you little bleepity beep." My wife says I have trauma. I don't feel like I have trauma. Anyways, back to the original story. So I didn't fight him. I denied it. I wouldn't do it. And I went back home in front and was defeated. In front of the whole apartment complex, pretty much. Back down. And then from that point, I was a target. So, it was like the next day, my mom asked me, "Why didn't you fight him? Why didn't you fight him?" And I told her, I can't stand the feeling of my fist hitting another human being. I was a little kid, right? The idea of my fist hitting someone else's face was disgusting to me. I couldn't even bear the idea. Now I teach people how to do that for a living. It's interesting. So, I was a target. I got picked on a lot from, everybody. Older kids, littler kids. And I just backed down all the time. Just try to mind my own business, play with my cousin and other couple little friends I had around the place, but I couldn't back down for too much longer. So, one day, coming home, I don't remember what I was doing, we were playing or something, and there's this young little one again. Picks a fight with me. And I remember, apparently I flipped out. Because I don't remember what happened. All I remember is being pulled off of him, and I was like slamming him into the ground by his hair. And my mom pulled me off of him, everybody was watching, and I remember looking at him, and he had blood coming from his face. And his mom was pulling him, he was crying. I wasn't crying anymore. It's sad, but I felt like I did what I had to do. So, in the martial arts, there's a saying, don't ever be a bully, and don't ever turn your back on a bully. I think I went through that experience as a kid so I could better understand how to help other little kids defend themselves and avoid situations like that. So it's interesting, as we live through life, what I found is most things that you judge, you become. Yeah, I used to hate country music. I love country music. Right? I never ever thought I would have a credit card or buy a house. No, I have credit and own a house. Right? I guess the point of my story is be open, right? Sometimes we give each other a hard time why we're giving people a hard time is because we're staring in the mirror. I went through those experiences as a kid to better understand how to help other little ones not have to go through that. Needless to say, after that incident, I wasn't a target anymore. We actually became friends. Isn't that funny? Right? Why is that? That's maybe some kind of primal thing that has to do with respect. I don't know. Anyways, I just wanted to share that story. I got more stories coming up. I'm not really too on top of things, so it might be a while till it comes out. But if you like this, I don't know, leave a comment or something.